Hello and welcome to the first What?
I mean,
What?
don't swear right at the gate. I mean, that doesn't help us.
Oh, wait, no.
Mickey.
Dumb.
No, shut up. If you swear at the beginning, it hurts us algorithmically, and I need you to know that it hurts us algorithmically. There's no company, Andrew. It hurts us. We are the ones who are hurt by this.
We're like that dude in the Da Vinci Code who hits himself in the back with a rope ball because he loves to practice self-flagellation. You know what I mean?
The thing is,
How do you flagellate?
You hit yourself in the back with a ball.
Oh,
Yeah. Duh. I thought I explained it right out the gate.
I guess I've been flagellated a lot, but by other people.
Well, that's you. Yeah, you've been other people flagellated, not self-flagellated.
Got it. What are we doing, Geoff?
Should we start it?
Yeah.
we already
Hello?
started.
God. Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Regulation Podcast. This is episode number 1. My name is Geoff Ramsey. With me, as always, Andrew Panton, Gavin Free, Nick Schwartz, and Eric Badur.
Was all that other stuff cut?
I don't know.
What happened to the other stuff?
That's an editor thing.
Oh, well, it's just the
Definitely
thing is,
call attention to it in case it was cut, though.
well, I am because it's important because this is a new show technically, and we only get one opportunity. The first person to say certain things, like you just said, Da Vinci. That's a great word. You're the first use of Da Vinci on the show. I was trying to plant the shit flag.
Backflip China shop.
China shop's good. I don't think I would ever got the China shop though.
I don't think anyone said China shop in 206/205 episodes of Fuckface.
I would love to know if anybody said backflip, China shop, or Da Vinci in the last 206 episodes.
Backflip had to have come up
Probably. How many times, though?
at least twice. I would say.
I'll be honest, I was very tempted to call a blindside 16 seconds into this recording, but Andrew went in so heavy with the bups that I felt like that would have been too much.
I don't believe you because you never played your blindside last time. This will be the first blindside you've used.
Well, I was going to play it just now, you fool. Are we resetting all the blindsides?
Well, now that's a question. Are we resetting all the rules in general? Do we have blind sides? That was a fuckface thing. This is regulation. Does it carry over?
We should say to first-time listeners, first-time discoverers of this podcast, we did 205 episodes of a previous podcast.
Yeah, we made it to episode 206, but we recorded 205.
Right.
And then we all lost our jobs. So now we're doing it again with a different name.
And the listeners, the regulation listeners have been, well, I guess the comment leavers have been asking very important questions. Does their comment leaver status get reset? And I think it does.
I do too.
I think if you haven't left a comment yet on Regulation Podcast, you can retain regulation listener status for as long as you want.
Now, here's the thing. We are five-way business owners here, so we all get a vote. I vote that they are still comment leavers.
Ooh.
I say status remains. So we have 2 for reset, 1 for remain.
Yeah, I still vote that it's a fresh slate.
Yeah, I think it's a reset. I think
That's a 3.
Everything.
And Nick said I think so as well. So it's 4-1 majority rules.
That's fine. I got no problem. All right, congratulations, everyone who is literally all of you right now, as of this recording. You are all regulation listeners.
But I would say there is something to be said for people who blow it in the comments of the first episode. If you want to trade in immediately for comment leaver, I think that's honorable.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
I wonder who, I don't even know how we would determine it, but I wonder who the very first comment leaver will be.
Hobby.
Okay. That's a very,
if you
very,
don't get that joke,
very, very old reference from like 2 companies ago at this point.
I don't even know if we can say hobby. That might be Warner IP at this point. We can't make that joke.
Can we even talk about what IP we do own at this point now that we're recording this?
Nope.
Well, we can't. We can't say we
I guess we
don't
shouldn't.
have our IP currently.
You're right. We shouldn't.
Yeah, we're in the process of working all that out. There you go.
We're figuring it out. I think the fact that we're on a different feed is an indication of that. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying we're working on it, and we are hoping to soon have.
Yeah, we're working in good faith with other people who are working in good faith. Hey, I wanted to do something a little special because this is an inaugural episode. So I've been working on something in the background, something I kind of teased in the past. I proposed as an idea. I won't say how long ago, but somewhere in the last 206, 205 episodes. And I would like, I think I should just give it to you guys and let you all like sync up and play it yourselves. But I prepared a little file that I think I think you guys might be interested in.
You got a clip?
I got a clip. Yeah, it's an audio file.
I'll wait for a dong file.
It's not a dong file. Let me find it.
As a quick aside.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy Sunshine Day. .wav.
This is a 20 megabyte file that is less than a minute.
55 seconds long.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, come on, dude.
No.
Come on. Oh, it's so
on.
loud, too. Oh,
You know why it's loud? Because it sounds like a waterfall. It works.
Hang on. It sounds like a water feature.
Eric yells at me for saying shit at the first 30 seconds of the show, and Geoff is just sharing 55 seconds of piss.
Yeah,
Listen
but,
to the whole
but
file, please.
algorithmically, that's not going to get picked
I
up
don't
on. You know what I mean?
care.
You don't think the AI is listening out for piss?
No. Oh, now we get to hear the dribbles.
Oh, they go for so long. Please
Oh.
listen. I prepared this specially for you.
Geoff, I find this deeply disturbing in a way I did not anticipate.
Excellent.
I hate this.
I had to look at Gavin's vagina last week, all right? You guys can
That's
listen
what
to
I was going to say. Did you expect that photo to be out, Gavin? Did anyone run that by you? I was shocked that made it into the...
Yeah, he said it in the episode. He didn't care.
Okay.
So anyway, for the audience, I had my supposition in the previous podcast was that if you recorded yourself peeing and then laid the urine tracks over each other enough, you could eventually make a sound that essentially sounds like Niagara Falls, right? Just like a raging waterfall. What you guys just listened to was just 11 pees.
Wow. Well, it sounded like a kind of a fancy water feature, like something like a fountain.
I really hated the starting and stopping.
Imagine 89 more peas laid on top of that. Imagine 100 urines all stacked together in audition and played at the same time. It would be insane. And that's where we're headed. That's my next goal. I'm going to get to 100.
How long do you think it would take you to get to 100?
Dude, I've been recording them since I proposed that to you guys that day. And you'd be amazed at how many recordings just don't work out. That's the 11 that were good enough.
Those are the good takes. How do you
Those are
how
the
do you
good
mess
takes.
up a piss?
You have your fucking thumb over the mic so it doesn't sound good, or too far away from the toilet, or you're pissing in a public urinal and it's like you're trying to do it on the down low, record it.
Wait,
Those are all in my house. Every one of those is in my
Okay.
house. Every one of those was in my house.
What?
But and then
What would
I'll
you
be honest,
say?
a lot of times I don't remember to record.
Thumb over the mic like a grandma on
God.
FaceTime.
Why are you trying to record it in public?
Well, I'm not always. Because you don't want to let a good piss go to waste, man.
You imagine going into a bathroom and seeing a guy standing at a urinal with headphones on and a fucking boom mic, like just trying to get it all sorted?
Well, if he's got like the boom, he's not got any hands on his cock.
No, God.
He's gonna be free swinging.
Of all the things I think we've done on the show, Geoff, this is the thing that has made me the most nauseous, I think.
Oh,
You actually feel sick?
Yeah, I don't know. Something about that I do
just
not like.
it's just the sound of rushing water, man.
I'm
Yeah, I
immediately
know.
trying to think of a design of something like where you could hold a boom mic, and from the end of the boom mic would be like a hammock of fabric that you could rest your penis in and potentially steer the
Dude.
penis and the boom mic together.
If you could design that in such a way so that you can flip it around to the back to catch farts, I'll pay you $500 for that.
Well, I don't think flipping it, quickly whipping the boom around to the back would yank your penis pretty severely, I think.
Like you gotta figure out something in the design though, because like the hardest thing in the world, like I wish I
like
could
a
have
quick
my
release.
butt. I wish to God I could have my butt mic'd constantly. I miss so many farts, or the act of like trying to get a phone to your butt to record the fart ruins the fart. Like I've eaten a lot of farts just in like the process of trying to record them. It really sucks.
Well, maybe a double-ended boom mic then.
Eating a lot of farts.
That's an interesting idea. Double-ended boom mic. Like a boom halo that sits kind of around your midsection with microphones pointed at your dick and your ass.
It'd be like stereo for a giant.
Yeah, kind of. Anyway, I'll be back when I get another 89 solid pisses recorded, and then we'll see if it really does sound like Niagara Falls. But I'm pretty impressed with what only 11 P's sounds like.
I'm surprised. Yeah, that's pretty effective.
Yeah,
it was. It was overpowering. I think I'm more of a fart recording guy. If I had to pick between one or the two, if I had to support one of your endeavors, I'm more fart.
Yeah.
Now
I
here's
enjoy the farts more.
Here's the beauty of that, Andrew. You don't have to pick. I'm gonna do both regardless.
That's fair.
So you get the benefit of both either way.
It'd be really funny if we eventually do another vinyl way down the road. If there is like a track of just a looping fart of your, like the whole rotation of the disc is just different farts, and it just plays in a nonstop loop. If you put it in that grid,
if you want, because the goal with the farts for me is to release an audiobook online called 1001 Farts, right? And it's just those farts. If we could then press those onto vinyl, I think that's a great accompany piece for the audiobook. And vinyl's highly collectible. I mean, as is evidenced by our previous podcast, I'm looking at a blue and a white version of the Fuckface episode 16 vinyl on my desk right now, and they're just gorgeous. I can't wait to get back to that.
Yeah, they're really nice. What's the quickest, before we leave the bathroom really quick, what's the quickest, most unexpected issue you've had in the bathroom? Have you ever had any accidents that were not necessarily toilet? Like, have you fallen? You ever fallen in a bathroom before?
I think I sneezed myself off the bog once.
How? Like, diagonally? Where did you go?
I sneezed, like I jolted forwards, and then I started to rock forwards. So I tried to like hike my legs upwards to try and clamp the bowl, but it was too slick, and I just slid, and I just fell face first, and I really made a mess of my cheeks because I clenched up real good.
Oh God!
When was that? Was that?
I would say 2008, maybe.
Okay.
That wasn't at one of my houses, was it?
No. Why? How many you got?
Well, I mean, you right now one, but you lived with me at different points in different places.
No. Well, I didn't like shoot feces up into the air or anything. It was all contained.
Oh God.
Because I've such an effective clench.
That is so much worse than I was imagining.
Yeah.
I think I told this story on this very podcast about how I sat on a toilet that fell through the floor once in the Army.
Yeah.
But I also woke up in a lot of bathrooms back in my heavy drinking days. So I definitely have passed out in a lot of bathrooms, and I guess didn't hit anything too dangerous because I never woke up bloody. But yeah, I definitely woke up on the floor and wondered how I got there a bunch.
Where did you wake up after you huffed all the gasoline?
After I huffed all that time in the Army? Yeah, because I mean, there was a lot of gas in my high school years. I woke up in the back of a pickup truck being taken to the hospital.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, man. Imagine how much simpler life would have been if I just never woke up.
What do you mean? For you?
I just would have avoided all this. Yeah. It's something to think about.
My whole life would be completely different. I would live somewhere else.
It might be really good.
Oh,
it might be really good.
The other day, I woke up, I went to use the bathroom. Like, this is immediately, I start my day, wake up, go into the bathroom. In the act of getting ready to sit on the toilet, my left foot slid. Like, it slid across the floor. I fell down, knees first.
Are you still facing the toilet at this point?
My back is to the toilet.
So you're like about to squat.
I'm about to squat, and then my left foot just slides unexpectedly. And I immediately go down, and I'm not expecting it. Go knees first, head into that wastebasket that I told you about, that I put my foot in before. And it was shocking. And it was the most unexpected way to start a day. And I just had that moment of like removing my head from my wastebasket going, okay, how do I go on from here? Do I just go back to bed? Like, what is this?
Did it smell like foot?
It didn't. It didn't smell like anything. It's just, I'm so glad it's empty and that nobody uses it. It would have been real gross potentially, but it was just head in basket.
So you were hanging dong at this point?
Yes. Hanging dong, full on side splits, legs drop, head forward, right into the wooden wastebasket.
I definitely would have gone back to bed. What a ludicrous start. Just try again. That's a mulligan on the whole day.
It was such a surprise. None of it hurt. Like, it was just a totally, like, I didn't feel any pain of falling. It was just shock.
You didn't pull any
shock.
muscles or anything? You realized
no muscles
later?
pulled.
Wow.
Yeah. It was just, I got back up and I sat on the toilet and I thought, what the fuck? What is today? What is happening?
You just unlocked a memory of me that I probably haven't thought of in 20 years. Back before RT, but when I was still living in Austin, when I first started working at the tech center, and I was like, I think I was living with Gus at the time. I had at my very first house, one of the bands that I used to roadie for back in the day was in town, and they were staying with me while they were visiting. And one of the members of the band was taking a shower in my like second bathroom, not my master bathroom, but my second bathroom. And we heard this like slamming and banging and commotion, and we didn't know what the hell was going on. We ran in, and my bathroom was just a war zone. And what happened was he said he was getting out of the shower and he tripped on the lip of the shower like his foot did, like on the side of the tub. And he was holding the shower curtain with his like his left hand when he did it. And so he fell forward and he pulled too hard. He was a bigger guy. He pulled and the shower curtain and the rod came down on top of him. So he grabbed at he like fell into the wall and grabbed at the towel railing and ripped it off the wall, which forced him to bounce back. He slammed into my toilet and broke the toilet cover off of my toilet. And then his shoulder hit into the countertop, which was one of those molded plastic counter with the sink that looked like a shell. And he cracked the edge of my countertop completely off. And he was just on the ground, rolled up in a towel, like in the shower curtain. And my entire bathroom was ruined in the span of 4 seconds.
It sounds like he was playing skate, like where you're trying to break as much shit as possible.
Yeah, right.
That's
It was like Burnout Revenge. It was like O.J. Simpson in not when he killed his wife, but when he was in Naked Gun, and he was just like
and he's like foot in the bear trap, gets shot out the window.
It was 100% like that. Which also just reminded me of the time that we did Rain Run, which was one of those old videos on the RT site, Gavin. And when I split my leg open and I ran into the bathroom and I bent over to look at my leg, and when I stood up, I knocked that glass shelf off, and I was naked, and all the glass and everything in the bathroom slammed to the ground around me, and I was covered in a wasteland of broken glass with a fucking gash in my leg. Yeah.
I think that was time number 1 of probably 6 that your penis fell out in front of me.
Yeah, I think that was the first time. Yeah.
That guy, it sounded like he was a human pinball. Like, when it gets caught in the bumpers, it's just like bouncing all around. He did that to your bathroom.
Nobody would know that he was the saxophone player in a very popular band either. Clumsy motherfucker. Caused a lot of damage to a bathroom that I didn't have the money to fix at the time.
You also had parties where people would like break your sinks and toilets and stuff, didn't you?
That did happen at the next house one time at a party. Somebody like sat on a pedestal sink and just fucking cracked it in half. Yeah. It was a friend of a friend, if I remember correctly.
Would you, if you paid $1,000, could you shoot a horse in the head?
What?
Wait, I have to pay to shoot the horse, or I get paid to shoot the horse?
You pay to shoot the horse.
What?
Do I get in trouble?
No.
So it's like the $1,000 keeps me legally clear for horse murder. Is the horse ill in any way?
No, the horse is perfectly healthy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How old is the horse?
I think I could go take out some horses and just get away with it. It's like $13,000 right there I'm saving.
Oh, my God.
Why would I pay to kill a horse?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm glad you asked. Because it's Christopher Reeve's horse. The night before he got paralyzed.
It's like a shoot baby Hitler in the bassinet kind of a scenario. You killed Superman's horse.
Now would you pay the grand to go and kill his horse?
You know, that'd be so funny, too, because Christopher Reeves would then make it his life's goal to ruin you. And the whole time you're like, listen, I'm from the future. You don't understand. Your neck was going to be broken. Like, I've saved you. I've saved your life, and you will never believe me. You just think I'm a psycho who shot your show horse.
Do we need to kill the horse? Couldn't we just take the horse away? Couldn't we just steal the horse?
You don't have time. You don't have time.
No.
You basically
I don't have time.
Okay, here's what happens. You warp backwards in time, and you have 8 seconds with the horse, and you've brought a gun.
You can't convince the horse in 8 seconds not to do it.
And I don't think you could take it down barehanded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
You're gonna have to
I'm
shoot
not
it.
killing a horse.
So
No,
you wouldn't do
So
it?
you're killing Christopher Reeve then?
Yeah.
No, it's just, you can't fuck with time like that. If movies have taught me anything, you can't adjust time. That always just makes things worse. I don't think I can interfere.
It's destined to happen no matter what?
I think,
Final Destination style?
It's either destined to happen no matter what, or by it not happening, it could have impacts in ways unimaginable.
So,
And,
so you hold on. Are you saying that if you had the opportunity to go back in time and shoot that wastebasket before you ended up with your head in it, you wouldn't do it?
Oh, I'd shoot the fuck out of that wastebasket.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can I tell, just as an aside, one of my favorite, I actually have a horse shooting story that has brought me joy for years. Not a real horse. But I do have this touches into one of my favorite memories, which I know it sounds horrible in this context. We're going to unravel this onion. Back in Red Dead Redemption, I don't know, did you guys play much of Red Dead Online?
Yeah, I used to do a ton of videos in it and shit.
There's a heist. Like, you could do heists in that game, essentially, of like Wild West stuff. And they were like chaptered heists. So we're going through and we're doing this heist and we're working through, and it's like 4 or 5 sections. And we get to the last section where we've taken all the gold and we need to escape. And we're like reading the mission objective. And while we're doing it, my friend Dan, you can just hear pop, pop, pop. And we look at him and we go, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm stopping him." He was shooting all of the horses on the carriage in the head because he thought that was like the police's carriage that they would chase us on. It was our carriage. He murdered 3 of our 4 horses before we even tried to escape. So then we're like, "No, you idiot. We got it. That's our carriage. You've killed 3 of the 4. Now we got to try to get out of here."
Now you've got 1 horsepower.
We have 1 horsepower and we're trying to escape Mexico and we're getting shot at from all sides. And it's supposed to be like, you can make it because of you have 4 horses. But because he was trying to he like popped all of our tires essentially right before we tried to escape. And that horse died.
He shot 3 horses. Did he pay you $3,000?
He did not. No, we actually probably lost.
He owes you $3,000. I'd go collect
Yeah,
it.
the heist failed. So we did not get any of the money because he murdered all of our getaway horses.
Did the remaining horse have to drag 3 horse corpses, or were they left behind?
They were left behind.
Okay. Well, at least they got unhooked.
They did, yeah.
How often do you think when you see on the news like some senseless, horrible thing like that, like some psychopath went into a zoo and shot a zebra or something, that it's actually like a time travel thing where somebody's trying to do it's like a Christopher Reeves horse type situation and just nobody believes it?
I don't think you should ever write that off.
Yeah. I think you should always consider that as being a potential reason for anything that's tragic but nonsensical on its face.
So who out of the group would do it?
I would. I wouldn't pay to shoot Christopher Reeve's horse, but I would do it.
You have to pay for the time travel. It's like it's the ticket to get there.
I'd rather spend the grand on a better. I'm not that big of a Christopher Reeves fan. There's probably something else I could spend the $1,000 on time travel wise.
So you're valuing the next $1,000 you spend on Christopher Reeves being alive right now or dead?
Well, the problem with
is it Reeve or Reeves?
I think it's Reeves. But no, it's Keanu Reeves. Is it just Reeves?
I think it's
I think it's Christopher Reeve, and then George
Yeah.
Reeves.
George
was the one
Yes.
before him. Yeah.
No relation to Keanu, I assume, because I don't think they were Canadian. I know Keanu is.
Did we explain that there's the three of us talking, and also we have Eric, the producer, and Nick, the laughing guy?
You just did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job.
I mean, he
That's
named us
clarifying.
all at the beginning, which was very nice. I thought that was what a polite thing to do. I don't think I would pay $1,000 to shoot a horse. No.
No.
Even if it could save Superman's life?
You are the first one that said no, aren't you? Why are you questioning me?
He's not happy with your answer.
Well, you might have different motivations than I do.
Why are you arguing the point that you said you wouldn't do?
Everybody's different.
We need to take a step back.
And we do. We should take a step back.
We need to, because think about this. Gavin is so fucking willing to kill this horse. It's such a given and a hypothetical for him that he's created a $1,000 barrier for like no reason. The $1,000 is kind of irrelevant to, that's not the ethical dilemma.
I wanted there to be a financial impact.
It's like
Like you're giving-
$1,000. Like that's a lot of money, but I don't think that that's the barrier. It's like, oh man, I would have killed that horse, but I don't have the 1,000, or like the reverse of it. I don't think the 1,000 means anything.
All right. How about this? Would you pay $1,000 to kill Andrew, but he's reborn the next day?
Yes.
No.
And Christopher Reeves is safe.
Oh. No. I couldn't kill a person.
You did it. We were in Key West. You did it 1,000 different ways.
But that was
You're saving
that was a whole
Superman.
podcast.
And
ago,
Andrew
man.
wakes up the next day and is totally alive. He's annoyed that you shot him.
Didn't I kill the dog instead? What was the
I
other
hate
thing?
animals. Not an animal guy.
I feel like I could kill an animal so much easier than a person.
Is there an animal you wouldn't kill?
Hey, Eric, how does
Most animals.
animal killing work for the algorithm? Does it love it? Is it a big fan?
Well, we're about 25 minutes in, so we're safe. It's fine.
Great.
There's a lot of animals I don't think I'd have an issue killing.
I don't really even kill. If a bug is big enough, I don't want the smush. I just throw them out.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of like goo. I'm not like the gooeyest guy.
What are we doing?
Like there's tons of goo in a horse.
In an animal, yeah.
But
A horse is mostly goo.
well, actually, a horse is pretty gooey compared to other animals because you get all the glue out of them.
Yeah, if you turn a horse inside
Oh
out,
my
it's
God.
mostly goo. Yeah.
It's not, listen, I would have gladly murdered this thing, but I'm not a goo guy. I can't deal with it.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it to save a life. But I would have my eyes shut and the revolver would be pressed against
Okay.
the
What
forehead.
if it's a
my
gooless death?
God.
Like, what if to kill the animal, you just have to put a trash bag around its head?
What animal are we talking about now?
Horse.
I'm not going to suffocate a horse.
You'd rather shoot it?
It would take forever. It would take way longer than 80 seconds for a start. And it'd be kicking me all around.
Yeah, so it's more of a logistics thing with you.
It's going to be quick and painless for the animal if I'm doing it.
What if you could give the horse a sleeping pill and then it never woke up? It just went to
Sure.
sleep and then, okay, there you go. So like lethal injection you could do. Is there an animal you wouldn't lethally inject?
Well, all animals. What do you mean? What's the point in doing I'm only killing this horse.
I'd like to point out that we're talking about this because you want to kill a horse.
Yeah, but it was a significant horse. I thought that sentence was going to keep going, but it just ended there. For some reason.
Are you a big Superman guy? How did you even
No,
get
it's
here?
just.
What made you think of this?
I was just thinking, it was just sad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I just think it's sad that like, there was a day where that horse was born, and
And it had a lot
Chris
of
had
hopes
no
and
idea.
dreams, and its parents thought it could someday be a six. Sky's the limit. It could be horse president someday, maybe.
You're framing it like it's Mr. Manhattan, and like it's and in 6 years, this horse.
I don't know. I just think it's scary when something appears in the world that will kill you. I think it's a scary concept.
I understand that,
Do you think the thing that will ultimately kill you exists in the world today? Like, for me, like cholesterol.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like which clump of cholesterol from like a steak will do you in?
Or like a loud noise on a bad day when you're very old.
If I could take care of the item that would do you in for $1,000, wouldn't you want me to do it? If I could go back or wait, why would I go back? If I could go forwards in time now, I'm getting all time confused. If I could go forwards in time right now and take it out, wouldn't you want me to do that for $1,000?
Yeah, I'd rather you go backwards in time and eliminate it even earlier.
It might not be here yet.
Yeah, it's true.
What about this? I pay you the money, and it turns out that you're the thing that kills me. What do you do?
Oh, no.
You go to the future, and you see yourself.
It's like a Looper situation.
Yeah, like Looper. You see it's you. What do you do?
And I'm there now looking at me,
Yes.
but the old me knows because he's already had the idea to kill you. So the old me knows, looking at young me, that young me's there to kill him. So I'd probably be in a pretty instant fight with this guy.
Yeah, because you've been harboring rage against me because I refused to go back and save Christopher Reeve. And it's been boiling for years. And you finally go to stop, and it's you.
I think it would be so easy to do Andrew, though. I would just have to go into the past or the future and just throw away a sushi container.
No, it wouldn't be. It would be like Charlie in season 3 of Lost. You would get rid of the sushi container, then the wastebasket would go for me. You'd just be constantly having to save me.
Not Penny's boat.
What if you could save Andrew's life, but the only way to do it is to eliminate all sushi from the planet Earth, and people know you did?
So they remember sushi. It's just
Everybody remembers. Uchiko has a fucking sign up in front of it that says, "Thanks, Gav. Now we're all out of work," like Rooster Teeth.
And I would save Andrew's life.
Yeah, you 100% save his life, but you just eliminate all sushi everywhere from here on out.
Of course I would do that. No brainer. And if anyone had a problem with it, I'd be like, I saved someone's life, you idiot.
What about all the people that inadvertently starve now?
I mean, can people still catch their own fish and just eat the fish?
Yeah, they just have to prepare it differently, so nobody's going to starve. You're right there.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Fine. Job done.
It's kind of like at the end of that video game, Life is Strange. You can save your best friend's life by letting everybody in the town die, or you can let your best friend die and save everybody in the town. So that was a dead-ass town when I played it.
I only got like halfway through that game. Is that the end?
That is the end.
Wow, that takes a turn.
Yeah, it's pretty serious.
I'm imagining How to Save a Life by the Fray, and it's just the How to Save a Life, and then it's just Gavin shooting a horse in the face. Point blank.
Dr. Cox comes in to try and resuscitate. You can't get it done.
It's funny you bring up Superman because I have a Superman kind of thing in my notes. I watched Unbreakable for the first time recently, and I watched Brawl and Cell Block 99 recently. And both of those movies are largely, the catalyst of them are guys that don't have the ability to feel pain, like feel any pain at all. And it made me think about when I got one of my root canals, I got so numbed, I couldn't feel the left side of my face around my mouth. So I was curious if you guys had the ability to remove the ability to feel any pain. So like you wouldn't, no physical pain, you'd still have feelings, but you were incapable of feeling pain, but at the cost of not being able to feel anything physically, would you do it?
Like Robbie Carlyle in that Bond movie?
Sure.
I feel kind of like that's what alcohol was for me for a great many years.
I mean, sure. I could absolutely see the connection too. For me, it was an issue. It was a nightmare when half my mouth was frozen because I couldn't feel anything, and I was drinking out of a can, and I was convinced I was constantly not pouring in my mouth because I had zero sensation of anything.
Yeah, you need to feel, and you need to feel pain. It lets you know when you're dying.
Yeah.
Like if you started having like major heart palpitations, there's nothing going to be stopping you from going, I'm going to go for a run.
If you didn't feel pain, you just shred your own body without realizing it. you know?
You would constantly look down at the trail of blood where you've been and be like, "Oh God."
Did
What
you
did I
guys did you guys watch Fallout, the TV show?
Yes.
I'm
all the way
halfway
through
through
it?
it.
Halfway through.
Okay. Did you get to the part with Johnny Pemberton where his like foot is hanging on out of his sock
Yeah.
and it looks like impossible? He would be like that all the time. He'd be like, "Oh shit, my foot's hanging off. Oh, I gotta get that fixed." Because you just would never know. You'd never feel it.
That doesn't seem like a bad thing. Well, I guess it's the problem would be is if you did it because of the lack of feeling.
You'd be walking on stubs pretty soon. It'd slow you down.
How would you know whether your bath was too hot?
Yeah, you could Whitney Houston.
Well, that Gavin just sold it for me. Like, I need to enjoy that water. I need to enjoy
Yeah.
that bath. That would ruin it.
Yeah, you would just be you would just be floating in what felt like nothing.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
How much money, if I came to you and said, I'm going to give you X amount of money, but you can never take a bath, it's just showers for the rest of your life, what would that figure be for you, Andrew?
It's always less than you think it is.
$5,000, you never take a bath again for the rest of your life.
5 horses.
Okay, what about, how do we define a bath?
How do we define a bath?
Could I like, is a giant hot tub a bath?
Is there soap involved?
I feel like there's soap in hot tubs.
No,
What?
there's not. I guarantee you
Is
there's
it?
not.
What's all the foam? Where does all the foam come from?
If
They're not
you're
having a bath together.
What?
Well, it's all bubbly and foamy and
I think it's like skin and sunscreen.
yeah, it's much grosser.
who
than
wears
soap.
sunscreen at a pool? Like an indoor pool? Nobody's sunscreening at the indoor pool.
What about the outdoor pools and
Why are we-
outdoor hot tubs?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Because the
Indoor
pool I go
pool.
to is indoors. So I'm picturing my
Oh,
scenario.
And that's foamy?
This is a
yeah, I
Canada
feel like
thing.
it's foamy.
It's probably
and,
just
like,
bubbles then. It's probably just
sunscreen.
oxygen.
Nobody
It's
is
just
putting
oxygen.
soap in the hot tub anyway.
Well, they put like bleach and like cleaning product in it, I assume, and all that stuff.
that's
So I
not
feel like-
that's not for cleaning you.
No, I'm just saying, at the point in which they're pouring that in, I don't feel like it's out of the question to assume that maybe there's some soap or something in there. I don't know.
If
I don't know
you
how
are
it works.
in a hot tub and you've got a bottle of shampoo with you, that's a bath.
Okay.
So it would not count.
What if I like clog the drain and I'm in a shower and it fills?
You have to get out once it gets over your ankles.
Well, yeah, or you could just keep moving up. But if you're submerged, that's the bath bit.
Yeah.
$5,000.
$5,000, 5 horses. One of those horses could turn out to be a winner. You don't know.
If it's the day that I get paralyzed by a horse and I take that money, joke's on you. My reign of bathing, Jesus. It would be a lot. It would be more than 5,000.
Speaking of showers and baths, I've been wanting to try some things that I've seen people do in movies a lot, but I've never, like, there's a lot of things that are like tropes in films, but I've never done it in real life. Like, I've never held a door shut with a chair, but I feel like it's very common. And I've never leant against a wall in the shower, like during a moment of self-reflectiveness or peril. I feel like it's such like a movie thing. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
You've lent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
totally.
lent, I've sat,
Ah.
I've laid,
You've laid on the ground?
I've laid on the ground. Yeah. Sit
Interesting.
down in the shower, feel like you're in a rainstorm.
I feel like I've done the chair thing too.
What did it feel like to lean against the wall in the shower? What made you do it?
Life problems.
Getting soap in my eyes and being unconfident about my ability to not fall and take out Jeff's bathroom like that saxophone player.
I was immediately thinking of like James Bond doing it after like a heavy fight. And you're doing it because you got soap in your eyes.
Yeah, your eyes got all sudsy. And if you're in a bath shower thing and the floor gets slippery, I can't use conditioner anymore in my setup because it makes the bottom of the bath too slippery and I start sliding around and I can't risk it.
So do you shower in the tub?
Yeah, because the shower is connected to a tub.
Got it. You're not just like applying conditioner while you're sat in the tub though.
No. Like if I stand, I put the conditioner in my hair, it washes off onto the floor and it becomes like an ice skating rink, the bottom of my tub. It slicks. And then I slide around and it's a very narrow tub. It's a tall but narrow tub. And so I had to give up conditioner.
Sounds like I'm gonna have to pay $1,000 to shoot a little bottle of conditioner.
Is that maybe why Canadians are so good at ice skating?
Oh, man, it could be. Can't rule it out. Are we good at? I guess we are. It's because of hockey, right? Like, I bet you Canada has as a population.
I would assume. I would think it's probably because of the weather, ice, and hockey. Yeah.
I'm thinking like Russia would probably be up there.
Yeah.
Not so much America. Maybe Sweden, like,
Norway, Finland. Not as much in Texas, but yeah.
Or definitely not as much in Texas. I don't think I can name a professional hockey player from Texas. And I'm sure there is one that I just am not aware they're from Texas, but there's not one that like jumps in my mind.
I'm not sure I can name a professional hockey player.
Wayne Gretzky.
Connor Bedard. There you go. I got one.
Connor.
Hey, can I tell you guys a story about something that happened to me recently that
Is it a house story?
No, I have a bunch of house stories to tell you in the near future, but not today.
Okay.
I was stressed out about stuff though when I did this. The other day I was driving around and as you may or may not know, there's been a lot going on in our lives the last couple months. What with them being completely and totally upended in every way, career-wise, and then I've been busy in my personal life too, because of the domino effects of all these things, and so I was driving around from like place to place running errands the other day, and I was in Emily's car because I had to pick something up or drop something off, and she's got a bigger car than I do, and I was I don't know. It was one of those days where I was just completely and totally lost in my, those days when you're just like, you're concentrating and thinking so hard about stuff that everything else you're doing is kind of on autopilot. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're using like 5% of your brain to operate the human, and the rest of it is just completely and totally trying to figure out finances or life moves or whatever it is. And I realized I had to get gas. And so I stopped at a gas station, and I went out and I put the thing in, and I started filling up gas, and I was standing there. And then I was like, oh, it would be nice. It would be nice if I got an energy drink because I'm fucking exhausted. And Emily would probably like one too. So I went inside and I bought 2 Monster energy drinks, the ones that Eric likes to make fun of me for drinking. And bought those and went out and got in the car and drove away as normal.
God.
And about 3 miles down the road, I thought to myself, something's not sitting right with me over the last few minutes. What is off? And I thought, you should pull over and figure this out. So I pulled over and I sat for about 5 seconds. And then I realized, oh, I never stopped getting gas. I just drove away.
Oh my God.
I get out of the car. I get out of the car, and sure enough, my gas cap is off, and the little thing's open. I'm like, holy fuck! Have I just? What do I do? My dad did this once. I remember it was a whole thing, and I'm like, oh my God! I didn't know what to do, and I thought, well, you're like 3 miles away from the place. You just keep driving, and I thought, no, I got to go back. And I went back, and all I'll say is I drove back by the gas station, and there was somebody else getting gas at that pump. And I thought, okay. And so I just went home. I guess I didn't do any damage. Nothing popped off or broke. And I guess I'd already paid because I put my credit card in and everything. I just didn't get the receipt. But yeah, I think,
oh my God.
I think I drove off, and I guess the gas nozzle must have just flown out when I drove away.
So wait though, where do you put the cap when you're filling up?
It's connected on it hangs off. It's connected by like a little plastic rope or whatever.
Holy God. Shit. You're so lucky you weren't trailing the whole pump hose.
My dad did. He did it one time, and the pump got stuck in, and he trailed the hose. Yeah.
Maybe they've designed them in a way to prevent it now.
Yeah, they pop off easily. And even then, it didn't happen, apparently, because it was like somebody else was getting gas there, so I didn't do any damage. But holy shit, dude. I can't fucking believe that I am that person. I have to go through the rest of my life knowing that I did that. And
I didn't think that happened to people that I know.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. And I'm embarrassed to say that it did.
When you said the pump went with you or went with your dad, I imagined like the vault in Fast and Furious 5 that they're pulling around, but like he's dragging the entire gas pump, and it's like still going up the amount that he's using as he's driving away. The thing pulling behind him.
If it was Fast and Furious universe, though, it would be like exploding constantly on everything that it hit. It'd be like blowing up everything.
Oh, this is a Trials HD minigame now.
Driving away with explosions in my rearview mirror. I was like, oh, what the fuck's going on?
You didn't hear like a big clunk?
No, I didn't hear anything, and no damage was done to the car or the pump, apparently. And I told Emily, and she's like, you just don't remember closing it and putting it away. And I was like, but I know I didn't. I know I just got in the car and drove away. I know I did.
Oh, you should try and get the security footage.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I would be
can't
so
believe I
stressed
did
if
that.
I were you driving back.
so embarrassed. I was ready to go back and be like, I'm here. I assume I pay a fine or something, but yeah, that was.
Oh,
It was just
in my
fine.
head, I've created a Zoolander. Is what is happening the entire drive.
Oh, you think
back.
the place
I'm
is
just
on
like,
is on
yeah.
fire? Yeah.
I think that I've covered the entire place with gasoline and it is on fire. I'd be so stressed heading back to that gas station. That's crazy.
Definitely. I don't get embarrassed very often.
Which is crazy.
Thanks. I agree. Like if anybody should be embarrassed on a daily basis, it would be me. But I mean, just physically alone, right? But I'm pretty embarrassed about that one. I can't believe I was horrified with myself. Just horrified.
That's definitely a badge for life.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I think it's just a symptom of how incredibly intense and stressful the last few months have been, I guess.
Maybe
You know?
I should start, instead of laughing at all the videos I see of people doing that, maybe I should just think, oh, I bet they had a lot going on.
Yeah.
I bet they did. I bet they did.
Speaking of travel, I want to talk about something exciting that happened. We're recording this on Thursday before our Patreon has started. We haven't even shared our new logo yet, but we have debuted it because I've been doing some Sloppy Joe streaming. I've been streaming the feed, and we had two amazing members of our community, the twins, we love dearly, has done so
Love
much. Went down to Sloppy Joe's and unveiled our logo, and people don't even know it's an official reveal yet. I'm so excited to be able to share this on social media of them. It was so funny seeing them like covertly walk into the frame of the camera and then just reveal the signs of people in the chat freaking out. There's some Twitch clips of it that are so good.
God bless them.
Oh, that's great.
They are.
Yeah, it was so
They
cool.
they are just the most wonderful people.
They are so unbelievably wonderful and supportive. And it was a ridiculous idea I had. And then learning that they were in Florida, they were so game to do it. I'm so happy that they're able to pull it off. And it was just awesome.
That's one step above comment lever, I think, is logo revealer.
Logo revealer. Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that can do that.
You don't get to do it very often. It's a very coveted position. They're the only. They're
We
the only
should
two
make
I know.
we should make a shirt and sell two of them.
Just give it to them. They're the only ones that have it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't
Yeah.
even get to
No,
wear it.
it's
Should we also
learn.
mention that the Regulation podcast, like who created the logo for us? I think there's
Yes.
some wonderful lineage there as well.
yeah. Do you want to expand on that?
Yeah, sure. Michelle from Rooster Teeth, who designed the original Fuckface logo, we hired her post Rooster Teeth to design the Regulation logo, and I think she did a phenomenal job.
So good.
Hell
I
yeah.
love our logo.
Yeah.
And we have multiple variations of it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it rules.
So
Can I ask some questions about like the rules of how everything works in this new podcast?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, please do.
sure.
Do we still bleep fuckface?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't
Unbleeped.
think. Well, I
Yeah.
don't think we can because I mean, you know, we're going back and forth and figuring stuff out. We don't own it, so I don't know that the bleep. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh, we don't
Yeah.
own even the bleep.
I don't think we do.
I think we own the. I think we can bleep and we can say face, but I don't know that we can bleep and then say face back to back quickly. But fuck face, you can say that all day long.
Yeah. That's
So, but what if I personally bleep it? Like with a
I mean, that's you. You're taking on your own express liability. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
now
not
like
us.
our lawyer won't help me out.
Yeah. I mean, this doesn't.
I mean, are you bleeping it in your home, or are you bleeping it publicly
Mm-hmm.
in some sort of mass way? Because you can bleep whatever you want in the sanctity of your own home.
What do you mean bleeping it publicly?
Like, are you bleeping it in a video that people are going to see or hear? Or are you just doing it for yourself in your own home?
I have no idea. I don't understand the question. You mean, like, am I recording the bleep?
Are you distributing the bleep?
What does that mean?
Where's the bleep coming from?
It's just coming from my mixer. Bleep.
Sure.
Does anybody else hear it or just you?
Well, I assume it's on my WAV file.
We'll find out.
Maybe not. Well, I just did it that one time to ask the question. I haven't been bleeping the whole time.
I see.
You can hear it?
I didn't.
No.
You heard that?
Nope.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Nobody heard
so
it. That's
you're
why
just
nobody
doing it
knows
for
what
you
you're
then.
fucking talking about.
Well, I'm not
So you're
actually
just
doing it for
doing
me.
it
I just
for
did
you.
it when I did it to ask the question. I have another question about the old thing.
Okay.
Andrew, do you think the name Piss Boy and like eating the pencil will follow you over to this podcast?
I don't think that's for me to decide. I don't think I get a vote in that, considering I didn't get a vote in that on the last run. So I know. I don't assume I get to make that choice.
I have a feeling it was for Gavin to decide, and he just did.
Oh shit.
I think I will say that somebody played audio of them peeing for like 2 minutes on this show.
55
Wow,
seconds.
Great. What a great point. Wow.
Well, I mean, we already knew that Geoff has been recording pisses. We found out on Does It Do?
Yeah.
But does that make it worse, Andrew, that you're still associated with Piss Boy and you've never done any piss bits? You've just been a piss watcher.
Where's your piss bits?
Yeah, I would argue I've done the least amount of piss bits in this show.
I don't think I've done a piss bit.
You peed all over Edgar Wright. I don't wanna
It's
hear
That
it.
wasn't me.
Yeah, that also is not
story.
this show, just to be clear.
I mean, it's, yeah.
Are you looking for a clean piss slate? Is that what you're trying to get out of this, Andrew?
I would love one, but once again, this has never been my choice. So I'm not.
We could clean the piss off your slate. I
Yeah.
mean, but this is the one
I
time
don't
to do
like
it.
the phrasing of that. That seems not great.
Like, what if you're no longer Piss Boy as of today?
Wow. Today, as of right now,
Yeah.
Potentially.
I mean, I'll take it. But once
Look
again,
out your window right now. Do you see the woman pissing on the side of a building?
I don't know.
I think you might be
And
in the clear.
you know, in fact, I haven't seen one since. That was a one-time event.
I have one final question.
Okay.
Are you in the Herman Miller chair?
No, I'm not. I was gonna end it. I was gonna sit down. I'm still in the shit chair. I was gonna.
Oh, you're going to
close on
transition live?
that. I was gonna transition live to it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've got a Herman Miller chair and you have been ignoring it for how long now?
Months.
Oh my
I mean, there's so
God.
many things. What I've learned is I cannot wait for bits because I have been planning since we knew that we were gonna have to do a new thing. I've had a bit in mind for this episode since
Oh.
196, and part of that bit involved Gracie, who now has a real job and is not here. So
She
I never
left.
got to do it. But I assume that Gracie had no awareness of the beginning and some of the events of our podcast with like the double salted licorice and the soda chug and all these things and the 100% chocolate. I was going to do them all at once, just like back to back to back, Tiger Bomb on the balls. And I don't have a reason to do that.
Well, maybe if we do well on Patreon, we can we can give an appearance fee for Gracie to pop back.
I love it. That's good.
Do you think she would have time?
So just so you guys know, just for full transparency, I am currently working with her on some of this stuff to make time for us and others.
We are.
It's hard because she's working a real job for a real production company with real fucking hours. Like it is
With
not
real expectations.
Hey, would you?
Yeah.
Hey, would you pay $1,000 to shoot a horse? It's like, oh, we're making television programs.
I did invite them to our stream, but they're unfortunately not available. But I'm sure we'll.
Maybe I
collaborate.
scared her off with my anus and vagina.
That
No,
could
I don't
be-
think so.
I don't think so, but also I can't imagine that it helped.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It just did us no favors.
It certainly didn't help. Yeah, it did not do any favors. I don't want to get in too much trouble here. I'm the secretary, as people should know by this point.
By
in
now,
this
yeah.
company. Yeah.
Do they already know?
I think that'll be the first piece of content we put on our Patreon.
I think it should be.
It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
100%,
great.
But Eric is our president. Hey Eric, I might need a presidential pardon. That's
Shit, episode 1?
Now here's what I'll say is I don't know how many of these I'm willing to give out in a year because I think you guys are going to run roughshod. So you really
get
gotta
one
make
per
it
year?
count. Oh, I think it's definitely one per year. Definitely. And we're halfway through. So, I mean, really, you're getting, you got plenty of time. But go for it, Andrew.
I had a realization that. Well, okay, so when we learned about all this stuff, we're gonna potentially have to make a new YouTube channel and all that. I claimed a bunch of that stuff a long time ago, months ago, and as we've been teasing things, our wonderful listeners have been like, "Oh, I found this, I found that," type thing, and sharing it. And this is one of the primary ones that we've shared. Let me post it. It's a thread about it recently. And it's really funny. It's a great account. So there's as you can see, this is the post. It's called Regulation Pod on YouTube. Currently has 3.65 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good considering we haven't promoted this in any way. And I looked at that and Ratty Boy is the image of it.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, that's funny. That's a funny thing I did. I don't remember doing that. I don't remember doing that because that's not the YouTube I made. I don't think that's any of our YouTube. I think that's a fan account.
Yeah.
The YouTube that I made for us has 3 subscribers currently. And I can't even find it when I manually search because I was trying to take a screenshot.
What username did you pick?
What are you talking about?
I made the Regulation Podcast YouTube.
Okay.
Because it was before we even locked stuff in. That currently has 3 subscribers. Oh, let me check. Maybe someone got added. So I think I may have at one point been like, yeah, you found it. Or like acknowledged this in some capacity. I think I probably
you were acknowledging someone else's account.
Yeah. And last night I had a panic of maybe I made, because I did make multiple YouTubes. I did not make that one. And if none of you guys made that, I think I might request a presidential pardon on this issue.
I definitely didn't make that.
I don't think I made that either. What is the pardon you're asking for, though? I don't understand.
I feel like
he's
I
promoted it.
endorsed. Yeah, I feel like I endorsed a fan account thinking it was my.
No, that's absolutely on you. There's no.
It is on me.
Yeah,
but so is the crime that people typically get pardoned for.
No.
I'm asking for an exception here.
No.
Wow.
I mean, like
First pardon denied.
Here's why.
I would have given it to you too.
That's cool. Not president. So here's why. I have a real issue with the way that we have no consistent branding over any of our names. We have picked and chosen the Regulation Pod, the Regulation Podcast, Regulation Pod, Regulation Podcast. We're all over the place with this stuff. And I put that squarely, Andrew, at your feet. So
what are we?
No pardon. Yeah, go ahead, Andrew. What are we?
Well, we're the Regulation Podcast because that's what you want. That was your big. I assume
but there's no the.
I'm sorry, there's no the.
We're a regulation podcast.
Yeah, we're Regulation Podcast. That's what I said. We're Regulation Podcast.
It's not. What is happening?
This is going back to an argument we had when I said, when I intro the first episode, do I say, welcome to a Regulation Podcast, welcome to Regulation Podcast, or welcome to the Regulation Podcast?
I always thought
and
it would
Eric
be
said,
the,
and I do remember Eric
was-
saying, what are you talking about? You just say, welcome to the Regulation Podcast. And I felt
and
dumb.
you don't need, but we don't need, and the other part of what I said is that you don't need the in the name because it's just, it's like, it's not called the fuckface. It was called
it
Fuckface
should have been,
Podcast
though.
everywhere.
But see, here's the thing. In my head,
Hindsight,
and I didn't want to die.
Cool.
In this
All right,
hill
all right.
at
Hang
the
on.
time.
Let us into your head. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, that's what. Why did you interrupt me? And when I was letting you in
because
already,
I'm preparing myself. I'm wiping my feet at the door. I'm ready to walk right in. Go for it.
Regulation Podcast, we're one of many. To me, the represented that we were the Regulation Podcast. There's a different meaning. It hit differently. So I agree, you're right. I didn't think that we were the Fuckface Podcast because that doesn't have the same meaning as regulation. That's like a standard. They're different things.
I do feel like we're kind of planting a flag in the sand here with the word regulation. Like we're basically creating, because we can be Regulation Podcast, which is the Regulation Podcast because it is a Regulation Podcast all at the same time. We're becoming like the dictionary definition of what a Regulation Podcast is. But we are also the Regulation Podcast, called Regulation Podcast.
Sounds like we really fuck-faced ourselves.
Yes, that is exactly that's exactly.
Well, so here's the
what's
real
happening.
answers. This is the real explanation for why there's inconsistency in that.
We're
Some
regulation, but go for
platforms,
it. Yeah.
some platforms have different maximum character counts, and that was before we locked in that the podcast would be called Regulation Podcast, because I wanted to get on top. I'm sorry that I cared to lock these up as quickly as possible.
Apology not accepted, but okay.
Yeah, that's fair. You're the president. Listen, I'm the secretary. I respect it. I respect whatever rule you make. But I feel like I tried to get ahead of the game in favor of all of us. And then when I was making all these accounts, I was trying to do it consistently, but some of them had shorter maximum character counts, which is what created the inconsistency in that account.
So what are we calling it now when we shoot ourselves in the foot due to stupidity?
I think it's still fuck-facing yourself.
Okay. We didn't regulate ourselves.
No. I don't
No.
like
Okay,
that.
good.
Not yet.
You could Greg yourself, maybe.
No, you can Greg. You can
Salad cream still,
Yeah,
probably.
sour cream. Yeah.
you can salad cream, you can Brimley.
Oh, Brimley. I forgot about Brimley.
I feel like I'm getting a lot of heat from the 100% eat guy as well, which is just like, what do you put 100% in? Do you put the symbol in? How does the searchability? I feel like that's also a nightmare.
100 PERCENTEAT.
But the logo doesn't reflect that.
Oh, that's a good point.
The visuals
Yeah.
of it.
So what
And
are
when,
we
and when
again?
you hang on,
I
and
don't
when you
know.
Find our channels, and when you find our channels, that's where they are. They're in the same place. So what I'm saying is that when we say, "Hey, you want to find us here or find us there," Andrew, where can you find us on Twitter?
On Twitter, we're Regulation Pod on Twitter.
Okay, and
'Cause they had a
where can you
smaller
and where
character
can you find where can you find us on Instagram?
The Regulation Pod.
This sucks.
So right, exactly.
Well, I'm sorry I did all the work. I apologize. Next time, I'll let you guys do the work.
Apology not accepted. It's fine.
Can I just jump in and say, Andrew, I'm just a bog standard employee of the company. I'm a 20% co-owner. I don't have a
Same.
title. I didn't win or lose a Smash Brothers campaign. I just landed right in the middle until the next election. That's where I'm going to be. So my voice is as close to meaningless within the company as you can get. But I'd just like to say that I appreciate
20%
what you're saying. And without an official title or responsibility, I know it doesn't carry much weight, but I thank you for your efforts and I appreciate your initiatives. And I think what you've done is charming.
I would not describe it as charming. I would describe it as messy, but I did the best I could with the
Take the
information I
fucking
had.
compliment.
at that
I said
time.
charming. Don't refute my compliment. Now
I
I'm going to
don't
be
know
on
why
their
you're trying to help
side.
him, Geoff. I just
Jesus
don't know why you're
Christ,
Christ,
trying
I'm
to-
trying to fucking...
I'm just saying, I think that Eric is forgetting there's 4-year terms to this whole presidential thing. I think he might be a little drunk with power. We'll see what happens.
Well, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point, because if Eric rejects all your pardons, that's going to definitely affect the next presidential term
And
on
the
Eric.
next presidential term is another Smash Brothers tournament.
Now...
a different tournament maybe, but
Yeah. Maybe we'll go Brawl Hall next time. Do
in 4 years.
did we determine are our elections every 4 years like the U.S. presidential election? Is that what we've landed on, or
I
is that
think so.
just an assumption? Okay, it'll be fucking wild to still be doing a podcast with you guys in 4 years. I hope we remember to reelect.
did we even have fuckface for 4 years?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think
so I
right
just
under.
did. I just did I have a meta sheet to keep organized for myself and Nick, and I just laid out dates and everything, and I just dragged down from today until I felt like it was pretty long. Landed on 235 episodes, and that will be November 8th, 2028.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Yeah. Feel pretty good about that.
What is it now? 2024?
That could be your president, folks.
That guy would give me a pardon.
Should we time travel to 2028 right now?
No.
No,
No, we can do it. Wait,
Is
check
there a
this out.
horse you want to kill?
No, check this out. 1, 2. Right, in 4 years. No, you idiot. In 4 years, I'll say 3, and then that'll be it.
Oh,
And you can cut those together. We're not there now.
Uh-huh.
I was throwing the ball.
Do throw the ball clean and have everybody shut up.
Well, I mean, we'll just mute you. All right. Well, 1. Oh, forget it. I've lost my enthusiasm.
Hey, here's the thing, Andrew. Just because I'm not pardoning you doesn't mean I don't appreciate what you do for the show. I think you've done a great job. We just have to figure out the things specifically that we are saying to people so that way they know where to find us.
Totally. Absolutely.
So thank you very much. And thank you very much to Geoff, Gavin, and Nick also, because this whole process has been incredibly difficult. We've done a really great job of, working together, not killing each other, and being pretty excited to do this for a while. And thank you to the fans, regulation listeners and comment leavers alike, for following us as we go forward, because I'm I've been so stressed out. I'm grayer now than ever, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
It's the longest week.
Yeah.
It has not been harder than I expected it to be, but it has been harder than I think anything should be, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's not the fault of any one individual or entity or anything like that. It's just like this stuff is just fucking hard. It's just hard to get shit done in 2024, unfortunately. But I cannot tell you how good it feels to be at the end, what I assume is the end of the first episode, and knowing that we can now breathe a little fucking sigh of relief in a few minutes when we stop recording, because we actually got here. Congratulations, guys. I can't the last 2 months has been very difficult, and I really appreciate all of your hard work getting us across the finish line and to the new start line, so we can do this all over again.
Oh man,
I'm so excited. I feel like I have just so much energy for this. I can't wait to expend it.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait to watch you expend it.
Well,
I hope you expend it everywhere, all over everything. I want to see you expend so fucking hard over the next 4 years that Andrew's going to slip and slide in it like it's his bathtub.
Gavin, have you ever spent $1,000 to expend it before?
can I make a small request before we end?
Sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
If I die between now and 4 years from now, can someone else say 3 and just finish off the time travel bit?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
whichever one of us is still alive in 4 years
Yep.
can do it.
So
Appreciate it.
So here's what we need to do, because we can't just say, okay, we're gone. But hey, go to patreon.com/regulationpod. Sign up for our Patreon. Support us directly, because we are truly fully independent. It has been a weird couple months, but we are truly fully independent. There is no one backing this. It is just us.
No,
So
there is
please-
someone backing it. It's you. It's you, the listener. 100%. We are in your hands. Please.
Oh, I thought you were. I'm sorry. I apologize.
God's
I thought you were
sakes.
going to continue.
Please.
So go to a Patreon, subscribe there. You can
Please.
get some. We have some exclusive supplemental stuff. We have a lot going
Please.
on and more to add. So we're really excited to get going over there.
Give me a
chance. Scroll down in the description here, and we'll list all of our social media channels that I'm sure we figured out by this
Exist?
point. Yeah. At whatever they are.
Yeah, I feel like the Patreon stuff will be evolving as we work through the
Definitely.
remaining stuff, but it's definitely the place to support us now if you would like.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And here's the thing. If you don't want to support us financially through Patreon or whatever, that's totally fine. Listen to the show. You listening to the show is a great way to support us. You know what helps us even more is if you download the episode instead of streaming the episode. Found that
Yes.
out. So
Is that true?
that's it. Yes.
Yes. Another great free way to support us, if money's not your thing, which I get, is to tell people. Seriously.
Yep.
Totally.
Tell people
yeah,
about
I
us.
mean,
We changed the name. It's so much easier to explain to people now. Hopefully that won't be a hurdle for you. And then also, I don't know if I said it earlier, but please.
the entirety of Fuckface, I feel like we grew because of word of mouth from other people. Like we owe so
Definitely.
much of our growth to that. So it would really mean a lot to us if you share this, or even just let people know, because we're in a different spot right now. We're having to, at the time, rebuild all these feeds. So it would be great.
And let's link to our Patreon and not like a fan made.
Oh, I don't worry. That's fine. That's set in
Okay.
square. We're good there. I got you.
I got good news. We got 4 subscribers. Somebody
Don't worry, bud.
subscribed
I got you.
Oh, there
since
you
last
go.
night.
Cool.
We're set.
So I guess we'll be back with another regulation podcast this time next week, and then the next week, and the next week, and the next week, until Gavin says 3 at least. And we probably got some videos coming out on YouTube or on the Patreon. I'm sure Andrew's communicating that through social media, or we all are. So look out for that on those official feeds. And
Yeah, you can watch how Eric became president and how Andrew became the secretary.
They
riveting.
ideally already have.
It's an entire political season distilled into one 45-minute video. It's pretty intense.
I love that we work at a company that legitimately decided who was president because of Super Smash Brothers simulations.
Yeah, not even a bit. Like that actually became
That was- yes,
legally
that was-
binding to the company.
Yes.
Can I modify that? Maybe change the way, reframe the way you said that? You don't
Sure.
work at a company. You own that company.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
Pretty cool.
We all do, which is wonderful. It's crazy.
Pretty fucking
I'm so
cool.
excited for the next episode. The next episode will be the first one that we've done since the Patreon has launched. We are still before launch with this recording.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting to be in a whole new world.
We have
That's
no
how it
idea
is.
how well or poorly that went at this point.
Oh,
Maybe for the next fighting game simulation, we can decide who does whose performance review.
That's a good idea.
Interesting. Interesting.
oh.
Okay,
Only on
we'll see you
Patreon.
next time. Thanks for listening. Go subscribe to the Patreon.
See you next
See
week.
you later. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.